Hi, I'm James Bruno. I'm a fireman in the Irving Fire Department. This is my lovely wife, Emily.
I'm Emily Bruno, and I'm a food blogger at graceandgoodeats.com. Adoption wasn't really on our radar. When we were trying to get pregnant with Ian, we had unexplained secondary infertility.
Around that time, our pastor at the church we were attending in Fort Worth started an initiative where they wanted to be the
premier church in the Metroplex, equipping families, kind of leaning towards foster care and adoption. And our pastor there shared his testimony. He was actually adopted himself. And after that, we came home and had that first conversation of, is this something we would ever do? And he was more open to it than I was, I'll say. I kind of gave that standard, I'll pray about it. And we tried a couple fertility treatments with trying to get pregnant again, and it just, wasn't working, and we decided we're not gonna continue putting our marriage through this or spending more money and time on this. So we made peace with deciding 2 girls was enough, and then that next month we got pregnant out of nowhere. We moved to Edgewood
August of 2016.
Yeah, and
Didn't have a church home when we moved here.
I've been invited by several people to come to Stonepoint, and when we first moved out here, I was of the mindset that I want an established church, I want a good children's ministry, I want all these things, and I was telling God my list of things I wanted, and finally said, okay, let's check out Stonepoint. Enough people have mentioned it, and where do you meet? And we meet at the school. It was, okay, God, okay, I'll get out of the way.
Your established church.
Yeah. Then we got involved in a journey group, and then we went through Reengage, and God just continued to strengthen our marriage in ways we didn't even know we needed. And then he said, oh, by the way, I'd like you to go on a mission trip to Uganda. What went from a small town mentality is kind of just blown up to, if you just say yes and are obedient, there's nowhere off limits. During that time trying to get pregnant with Ian, it was really a lesson in control and letting go of, we thought we were in control of this, and at the end of the day, we were not. We kept talking about adoption, and
it was something we wanted to try. And we started looking into the financials of it and the logistics of it.
The conversation shifted from if we're going to do this to when we're going to do this.
Then
we first looked at domestic and thought, okay, let's see what the need is here in America. Here, there's a lot of waiting families for newborns, and there it's kind of the opposite, that domestic adoption isn't really a thing in South Korea because they put so much focus on the family heritage and the family lines and things like that.
Different mentality.
Just different culture. Felt like that was the need that we were being called to fill, that there was a child waiting for us there.
We did all the background checks, all the fingerprinting, all the physicals.
A lot of paperwork.
A lot of paperwork.
Yeah.
I gotta give it to her. She did all the paperwork. And I just showed up when I was told to and where and gave her the good moral support on the paperwork. And we were matched with him the last week in March because he turned 1 right after we were matched with him. When we were matched, waiting for it to go through the court system, it's a super long process.
There's a lot of waiting families here waiting for newborns, and it's kind of the opposite situation in South Korea where the children are older. He was 2 years old, a week from turning 2 when we brought him home. Just different dynamics, just the way that the court system is, the culture is, and we just felt like that's where God was taking us. Maybe you're not called to adopt, maybe you're called to foster, maybe you're called to support somebody financially that is doing one of those things. Maybe you're called to babysit for a single mom or pray. That's the number one thing that you could do. you know, especially for people with young children and, you know, 4 kids. And we're just so thankful that God called us to a small town, but He didn't keep us there.